Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's build, the Whisler's Sting. But before we start with the actual build, let's talk a little bit about the main weapon we're going to use, and that's Whisler's Whim, the Trials Bow, the Adept version. And this is the roll on that. It is the God roll. Let's talk about it. Elastic String, faster draw time, straight fletching to get accuracy back, which we will lose because of Elastic String. That brings us to a 500 draw time. That's the lowest for lightweight. You can get below that with Archer's Tempo and the other draw speed thing. I forgot that. It's a pretty good roll. Okay, moving target is awesome on that bow because you want to move fast with that build. And then here's the thing, common opinion at the moment, that Gutshot Straight is the best perk for that, because with that one you can double body. So it's 104 to the body in the Crucible with Gutshot Straight. And now listen, it only works with Gutshot Straight if you're still ADSing when the arrow hits the target. So the further your target is away, the longer you have to stay inside to make it work. And that's a problem, especially with Destiny 2 peer-to-peer connection, because what I want to do is like draw the bow, peek out, zoom in, shoot, and go back into cover. Because most of the time that's what gets me killed with Gutshot Straight. And to be honest, for the fast playstyle, I think, personal opinion here, I actually think that all those perks, moving target in combination with opening shot, is actually the better roll, okay? But that's just my opinion. And then I use Wise Stinger, because then you can aim down sight and get your first hit in. That should be a precision hit then, obviously, but you don't have the lowered aim assistance and accuracy or target acquisition of Gutshot Straight, so that should be much better with opening shot. So this is the important thing you need to know about Whisler's Whim and Gutshot Straight. I actually think other lightweight bows, what's it called, Fell Taradiddle, or whatever the crap devil lightweight is, might be better, but we will talk about that one in the future. Anyway, this is how I run Gutshot Straight and how I made it work for me, which brings us to the build and the cheat sheet. So this is the cheat sheet from Whisler's Sting. We already started with the weapons. I like 90% try to use the bow, and then as backup I use a submachine gun. Out of bounds is pretty good, okay, but I switched to my Death Adder because a lot of people are running Risk Runner lately, so that's why I run Death Adder at the moment. And then you have an exotic slot open for a heavy weapon, so that could be yellow. I run yellow on. It could be also Wardcliff Coil or Truth. It could be something different. It could also be a legendary rocket launcher. So high impact with 100 blast radius and high velocity. This would be my legendary go-to if I want to run a rocket launcher with that build. Just for the submachine gun, let's go in-game. So this is the submachine gun I run. That's my Death Adder, and that's pretty much also a god roll, okay? That's a small bore, accurized rounds, dynamic sway reduction, and a moving target. You also get wall hacks on demand, and it's called Whisler's Sting and not Whisler's Whim, which brings us to the exotic. Kehpri's Sting, so touch of venom, what I said. So the important part of Kehpri's Sting, why we're running that, is gain true sight while in your own smoke bomb effect. So the problem is it's a little bit wacky with Void 3.0, and that's the subclass we are running. And I will talk about that when we talk about the subclass, why it's wacky and how you work around it. So stay with me for the subclass, which we will cover now. So obviously, we're going to run Void. I like to run Shadow Shot Deadfall because it's the fastest super. It's actually, if you place that nicely in the Crucible, at least in 6s, also in Trials, it's actually huge. It's pretty fun. You can annihilate whole teams if placed correctly and totally surprise them or like defend points. Awesome. Then I run Marksman Dodge. I mainly run Marksman Dodge because when I go to my backup SMG and finish somebody, I'm very often in a situation where I have like 1v2, 1vx, and then I want to have that dodge to get into cover or like out of the way and also reload my SMG again and start or continue slaying. That would be actually nice to pair with a SMG with kill clip, but I don't have one with kill clip in the energy slot. I have to work on that one. Then triple jump. I just like triple jump more than all the other jumps. I know some people prefer strafe jump for PvP, but I like the triple jump, and you can get some nice surprise positioning for bow plays especially. And it just looks cool, okay? Triple jump with a bow, killing guys from the air just looks cool. Then we have Snare Bomb. We basically have no other options on Void. So Snare Bomb, that's also what we use for True Sight in combination with Kehpri's and the aspect we will talk about. And then I use Void Wall. I think Void Wall is pretty good. It has a fast cooldown. And if you get the hang of it, you can cut the way of the enemies. Or if a Titan gets behind a barricade, you can nicely throw it next to his barricade and it will damage him behind it. It's awesome. Most of the time they don't even understand what is happening. These are the abilities, which brings us to the aspects. Vanishing Step. The wilds of seasoned inner looker, dodge, blah blah blah. Dodging makes you invisible, so that's the gist of it. So that's why we use that. When we dodge, we are invisible. Which brings us to Trapper's Ambush, and this is the one that is a little bit tricky with Kehpri Sting now. Activate Quickfall to spend your melee charge and dive to the ground, creating a large smoke cloud on impact, which then dissipates. Targets caught in the cloud are weakened and allies are made invisible. Quickfall is what you want to run with Kehpri Sting, okay? Because if you use your smoke bomb regularly, you have to shoot your smoke bomb to make it put out smoke to then give you true sight, but it will cancel your invis. Just forget that, okay? Just activate Quickfall, which will trigger Kehpri Sting, which will give you 3 seconds of true sight. Most of the time. So there's another thing in regards of Crucible, ladies and gentlemen. Kehpri Sting doesn't work on all maps. So far, what I found, it doesn't work on Vostok and it doesn't work on Wormhaven. So no war legs for you on Wormhaven and Vostok. I think it's a bug. I hope it will get fixed in the future, but I think it's a bug pretty long, so you never know. With the aspects down, let's talk about the fragments. Melee final blows, so Echo Fleeching, start health regeneration. I have it because of the resilience, to be honest. Defeating targets with grenades grants volatile rounds to your void weapons. I don't use a void weapon, but I use it for the 10 strength. It would be actually, I had a nice idea running that one in combination with stylish executioner to get even more true sight, but that's like so tricky to set up in Crucible that I just forgot about it. And the last fragment is Echo of Obscurity. Finisher final blows grant invisibility. And yes, we have that for the 10 recovery. Because this build, ladies and gentlemen, is all about the neutral game. And that brings us to our cheat sheet where we summarize that up quickly what we talked about. So the subclass, okay? We talked about the abilities, the aspects, and the fragments. So let's talk a little bit about the mods, and I will do that in-game again. I make that brief. It's all about the neutral game. It's all about the bow. So you want to have bow targeting. That gives you 10 or 15 aim assistance. I think 10. I might be wrong of that, but 10 is what I think. Then you want to have double bow reloader, because fun fact, depending on the bow, the reload animation, so like when you notch an arrow, that's actually longer than your draw time. So bow reloader really helps. So then for the chest piece, I run Radiant Light. And for the legs, I run double submachine gun holster, because when I need the submachine gun, I want to be damn sure that it's loaded. Because when I need it, I'm captured pants down, usually. The class item, I run Powerful Friends on that for the 20 mobility. And Outreach, because melee is important for us. And when we use the class ability, it reduces our melee cooldown, and we use the class ability a lot. So the mods, I summarized that here a little bit on the cheat sheet, so you can have that. It's also the dim link in the description, ladies and gentlemen. So that's plus 20 strength and plus 20 mobilities. And now the final piece of the puzzle, the stats. 60 resilience, the sweet spot for Crucible. 100 recovery, another sweet spot for Crucible. And 50 grenade energy or discipline and 50 strength. So this one is really all about neutral game with your bow. And in case you tried Whistler's Whim or you have Whistler's Whim with Gutshot Straight, please let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in chat what you think about Gutshot Straight. And this is the build, ladies and gentlemen. Whistler's Sting. An aggressive bow build. I hope you enjoyed it and hope you come here next time. What time is it actually? Oh my god. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this little piece of content, and if you want to see more Destiny 2 stuff, especially builds, check the playlist to my left. And if you are more interested in what YouTube algorithm has in petto for you, then check the one below that playlist. If you like my stuff, please leave a like and help Mom's Basement grow. See you next time. DirtyHotte out.